Hey guys, it's me. Okay, I still collect dolls. This one's like super precious. It's a little China doll. Well, I mean, not China, but I think it came from Japan, but I did get it off or Amazon. But she's very beautiful. You know, I still collect little dolls. I just love them. Part of my childhood. Why not? My dad collects a lot of things too, so of course, he's got a lot of like old cars. That's just, you know, it's where I picked it up from. We'll just keep collecting stuff. But anyway, um I wanted to tell you like my belief about hexes and curses and all of that. Now, and like stuff like that. Um Within the evil part of all of that stuff, hexes and curses and all of that. The devil is always such a liar. It really is. And the devil is in each one of us. We have that power within us to do good or bad or, ugly to people and all of that. but but when it comes to like sending hexes and curses to people, it's a whole other thing that you're dealing with. Now, the devil collects. Now, you know this, the devil collects evil souls. Nothing, no one, Jesus can't go down to hell, even though he was there for 3 days and was risen, right? But that within itself is paramount. The ones that go to hell are the ones that are collected by the devil, that does the devil's bidding, that does, all these things. Same here on earth, if you live your life as a righteous person, yes, you, and you believe in God, things will not, harm you. Understand this. Understand this. And if somebody's throwing a hex and a curse and, wanting you dead and wanting all of this and, that for your life, know that it needs to be justified, just like Libra, because God measures everything and outweighs everything because God is absolute. Even the devil doesn't even know when the end of the world is. Okay? But the devil collects. They do. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe. Like if you do live your life, and then you have the 10 commandments. You've got the just 10 commandments to abide by, which people love to lie. People love to do the adultery thing. People like to get into situations and get married and, fuck around. And, if you are of this world like that, but if you believe in a higher state of living, you know, I think all that stuff just goes back to the sender. Now, I do believe in protection. I do believe in protecting the things like you know, your stuff and, your soul and all of that. That's where prayer is needed. And, if you believe in other things to protect yourself, yes. I mean, I could wear a cross all day long, and a lot of people, that's a symbol. It's a symbol of protection. Like it's a symbol of, Christianity. It's a symbol of God. It's a symbol of, because to me, because my mind just kind of expands, and, these symbols, these things, that they are, you know, symbols to protect or symbols to destroy, just like the swastika. And because I'm such a visual person, and yes, I mean, like when I put the cards down, oops, when I put the cards down, yes, that's what it means to me. This is what this card represents. These are all the symbols. This is the way it looks like to me, and all of that. Because we are visual and we're taking in the information and then we're kind of, regurgitating it out into the world like this is the way it is. But if somebody is run on, like, jealousy, envy, like the seven deadly sins, which I said is carnal before it becomes mortal, and a lot of people don't think that way. They don't think like that, just like, a star, okay? Some people would, or maybe a star with a circle, and I always think that's a pentacle, but when you flip it, it could be like, the devil. Like it just takes that one thing for that one thing to mean something else. So, yeah, I just think that with these hexes and curses and all of that, you better be justified in what you're doing. You better be justified in it. Because if somebody did something just for their own selfish needs or their own, stupid ass jealousy because they haven't elevated them at, their dumbass self, or even looked into their dumbass trauma, trauma, why they feed that particular devil inside, you know? Why does an addict stay an addict? It's only up to that person to change, right? It's only up to that person to change within themselves. I mean, the parents could say, we're so disappointed, but it's really not up to the parents, as it is probably part of their trauma or the way they were raised. So, I mean, yeah, people can hex people all day long. They can throw some shit on somebody all day long. But, you better understand, if it's not justified within, God's plan, within the universe's plan, you better be hoping that doesn't come right straight back to that person that's doing it for their selfish needs. Now, with me, like hexes and curses, those are real to me too, you know? But I've heard so many stories from my mom because she's made them real to me. And that is my background, okay? Growing up listening to this stuff from my mom. And also within, her culture, there's all sorts of different traditions that are mixed in with Catholicism. That is how I grew up. That is what I know. That is what I know to be true to me. Not that I could, you know, tell everybody these things. They wouldn't understand. They'd be like, "Well, I don't believe that because you weren't raised that way." Why would you have a closed mind? People do have closed minds, you know? But always, always, protect yourself. That's why we kind of do the sign of the cross. And some people would think that's different too. If you bless your home, you you know, it's the way that I do things is very different than the way that somebody else would do things. Plus, I'm a Scorpio and I'm always looking for that knowledge. I'm always like, okay, yeah, this fits for me. This makes total sense to me. That I will never share with anyone else. My husband at the time thought that was all. He was like, he believed in it too, which I thought was very odd that he wasn't like, you know, um, now that's with these narcissists too. They may tell you, like, oh, that's bad, but I just know how they think. And narcissists will tell you that that's like wrong and da 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 da. But then when your back is turned, they're the ones doing that stuff. So, I mean, mm, I don't know. People are weird. People are weird. So if I, you know, wear my necklaces, with these crystals and everything like that, and because, I follow Mark Baevsky because he's a healer, that's my right. That's my right, you know? Or I have like, like an Egyptian symbol. And I was into Egyptology when I was a teenager, when I was young. I have lots of, Egyptian jewelry, lots of it. Um, and I wear it because it does represent some sort of like protection. I'll wear it. But I also could wear a cross because I believe in that too. Because my mind is like, is so deep. It's so deep you wouldn't understand. There's so much Scorpio just in my Mercury alone. And I can't help it. So these hexes and curses, like, yes, I do believe in them. But I also do believe that it needs to be justified. You don't want to wait on God's perfect timing, whatever. But, mostly mine is just about protection against, storms, protection against, negative energy. I mean, all of that. I mean, I have a whole thing of like Catholic prayers, like old prayers, a prayer for everything, you know? I mean, we have a saint for everything. We have a saint for like the blind. We have a saint for everything. Because the Catholic Church masks it as well. That's what I've come to understand a lot. So, yeah. Even my own mother was like, what you say, Sharon, kind of comes to reality. What you think, what you say. That came from my own mother when I was little. So, this whole manifestation, it's ingrained in me anyway. So, also about like angel numbers and stuff. This is funny. This is the kicker. I was driving on 169. I see 333 on somebody's license plate. I'm like, oh, okay. Then I see 555. And I start laughing to myself. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see 444. And what comes by? 444. So I don't really look for them anymore. I don't look for them anymore because, yeah, I mean, what you think is what you're going to, what's going to come by. So be in a very positive energy, you know. All right, guys, that's it.